what's been going on with you, before insurance, and how it did change everything for you. I know it did for sure. So, and just kind of walk us through your journey so far in the insurance industry.
Yeah. So I'm from Chicago. Well, not from Chicago. I'm from outside Chicago, but I live in Chicago now. Pre FFL, I had a company that I started with another FFL agent, Brian Nangle, and we were doing like insulation, kind of ventilation for housing and new homes and older homes, and then COVID kind of wiped us out. We most of our business was kind of done through like dinner programs and stuff at restaurants, like nice steakhouses and stuff like that. And after COVID, it just kind of wiped us out. So we were looking for something else, and my friend John Rayleigh, who's also an agent here at FFL, kind of introduced me to you, Ivan, obviously, and we met at John's office. Ivan kind of explained the program and everything to me, and I was at first a little skeptical. Didn't think it would be as possible to do as well as he was saying agents are doing out there, and now I'm kind of living it myself. And nothing but thanks to Ivan for that, because he kind of has been my mentor here starting out. And there's a lot of times where new agents, you struggle knowing everything, and he's a unlimited source of info and knowledge. So really thank Ivan for that. We're getting started. Brian and I are actually looking at starting our own agency now. So we're starting recruiting. Getting ready to kind of become a mentor myself here. So we're pretty excited.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. And I can tell you by the way you started this conversation, a very modest and person that's definitely not flashy, because everybody I know that lives 100 miles away from Chicago, they tell everybody they're from Chicago. So you wanted to specify, hey, I mean, yeah, Chicago is a world-renowned and famous city. I'm just right outside of it. So, but good stuff. And that's how I know you too, man. So basically, you put down your head down and grind. So definitely been amazing seeing what's going on with you, and the transformation that's been happening. I know you probably been doing pretty well for yourself before as well, but you definitely achieved great levels of success here. What was your biggest issue paid month so far?
Biggest issue paid month, I think 41,000. I think it was 41 and some change, 41 like 365 or something like that, I think was my biggest month so far.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, have you ever made this kind of money before?
No, definitely not 41,000 in a month. And honestly, I wish I feel like I could have done a lot more. I'm still getting my lead flow kind of dialed in here a little bit. I need to increase my numbers here a little bit, and I think I could do a lot more. So still good, but we're striving for better.
100%. We can always get better. But what would you tell to people? Because as you saying this, Joe, I'm automatically thinking that some of the people that's listening to us, they're probably in your shoes a few months ago when I met with you and Jonathan and Daniel at the office. You said that you were skeptical. Now that you're saying 41,000 in 1 month, most of the people, thinking, oh, that's probably a scam or whatever, right? So. Right. And I mean, we don't want these people here anyways. Just all of you that thinking it's not real. We only want people that think it's real, that believe in themselves. But still, those that kind of on the fence, that not like very critical and saying, oh, this is a scam, and they're turning off our podcast right now. But those that still hanging here, what would you say to them? What would be your one piece of advice to them?
I mean, it's absolutely real. You just got to work. You got to work hard. You got to get up in the morning. I get up at like 6:30 every morning, and I start my day. I usually go work out and get ready and just put my head down and just start grinding. And anyone can do it. I mean, it's I've been in sales before this, but it's for anybody that's willing to work hard. You got your own schedule, so you got to be disciplined with it. But I mean, once you get in routine, it's every day at this point. I work 6 days a week. I take Sundays off, and as long as you're willing to work hard and put in the effort, you got everyone around you that's going to help you out here. I talked to so many like Gabe, you, Joe Basso, a ton of other guys, and I have a lot of newer agents call me and ask me for help, and everyone's willing to help people out here, and that's the best part about it. I've never had that at another job before, where just I could talk to someone like Ivan that's, integrity partner and everything, and still answers my calls every day. So I mean, it's amazing. I'm happy to be a part of it, but I just say, just if you do the work, you'll be successful.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, I mean, you've done all the work, so you don't have to praise anybody around you. But yes, it is indeed our culture here. So everybody's willing to help everybody. I remember working with the other company before, where a top producer would actually not help me to when I ask questions, because that person would feel probably a sense of competition, and nobody helped that agent to start, I guess, and achieve all the, that in my mind at that point, that agent was producing 4 times more than myself with the previous company, and nobody helped that agent, and that agent probably wouldn't want to help me. So, but that's indeed our culture here, because there's really no competition. There's plenty of leads for everybody. There's plenty of opportunity for everybody, and nobody's competing against anybody here, right? So of course there's always a friendly competition,
Yeah.
right? So speaking of that, Joe, so what do you have your eyes on now? It's almost the end of October. What do you have your eyes on? What kind of what's your year-end goal?
Year ago, just for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, I just hit my bonus for the America, so that was kind of key for me to get that, and now kind of build upon that. But right now, I'm trying to up my leads here a little bit, buy a little bit more leads, spend a little bit more money to make a little bit more money. So getting that dialed in, we're almost there with a new lead vendor that I'm joining with, and I think that I'm just going to kind of double my production that I've done in the last couple months here in the next coming months. So that's kind of what I'm kind of trying to double up on what I've already accomplished so far.
Absolutely. Well, I believe you, and at the end of the day, it's the fourth quarter, and you are about to experience everything that it has to offer. So fourth quarter is massive when it comes to, I don't know, just going to your 8th or 9th appointment for the day when it's the fourth quarter of the day, and you don't want to go because it's 1 hour away and you're still driving. And I know I mean, you call me late and you always actually say that you're sorry. And I mean, just I know that. I mean, actually, I love hearing from agents at whatever time of the day that is. But if you call me at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, I have a moral duty and obligation to help you. I have no right not to take that phone call, just so you know, so you don't have to apologize next time. But
that Chicago traffic out here, it gets a little bad out there.
I know, but yeah, you won so many battles, and even if you don't, I mean, every time you push into the fourth quarter, your fourth quarter of the week is Wednesday, right? So your fourth quarter of the month is the last week. Your fourth quarter of the year is right now, and that's when people waking up, they're trying to take care of everything they've had plans for in the whole entire year. It's a holiday season, something special in the air. They think family, and they just buy more life insurance, right? So in which those agents and agencies, by the way, that say, oh, it's the holiday season, and they're like, they're thinking everything hibernates and nobody's operating, they're totally wrong. So the next holiday is Thanksgiving, and I remember a couple of years ago, and by the way, I've dialed every single Thanksgiving Eve, not all the way to the evening, so you don't really have to do that. But the very first Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving Day, but Thanksgiving Eve in the morning, I would dial, and it would take me, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours to book all my appointments, and I'm on to my day. You know what I mean? So we're not usually slowing down, and those agencies and agents that just they just basically give up competing with us, and it becomes so easy. And
Right.
we kill it in the fourth quarter. It's insane. So I know it's upon us, but everything, as you know, starts with your why and starts with your self-belief and you constantly saying, why not me, right? So, but Joe, what is your why? Just really, really curious to know that.
My why is family. I just got engaged about 5 months ago.
Congrats.
Well, thank you, appreciate it. We set our date just recently in our venue, so we're pretty excited. Yeah, that's a little bit of less stress now. So I've been doing wedding planning and working at the same time, which is not easy sometimes, but no, it's going well. We set the date for May 21st next year. So my goal is to really work really hard all the way up to that point. Obviously we got a little bit of costs coming with the wedding and everything, so gonna have to work a little extra hard here. We're actually trying to move out of the city too as well, and move out to the suburbs and get a house, just get some more space. We're looking to have kids and start a family. So my why is my family, and just trying to do everything I can to make a better life for them.
Absolutely. Well, it's worth exploring Naperville. So that's where we based out of here. So definitely
We already started looking there.
definitely a good city. We enjoying it here. But now, Joe, that you mentioned your plans to build an agency as well. So I just wanted to pick your thought process on that, as well as your plans and goals for 2022. It's going to be a massive year for you, without a doubt, as any and all agencies do start with a leader, and you truly are a leader. So, working that many hours and just plowing through uncertainties and doubts and things of that nature, and everything that entrepreneurship comes with, right?
Yeah.
So he's still pushing along. But if you can just tell us, what are your goals and plans for 2022 as an agency, and why that idea? Is it like a FOMO, fear of missing out, that everybody's building an agency and everybody having success, or it goes deeper than that? So if you can elaborate, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. 2022, I think it's going to be a big year. Brian and I are excited to get this agency started. We got about 3 guys. One just passed the test, and we got a couple more that are taking the test next week. So we got 3 lined up right now. Just kind of honestly, yes, a little bit of FOMO watching like Gabe and yourself and everybody else out there that are building these great agencies. I mean, great people they're bringing in, growing every day. I just, I want to be a part of something like that. I love the business. I love helping families out and everything. And I feel like just being able to do what, you guys have done for me, for other people, and help, them, create a family, themselves, and be able to, create for that family and provide for that family is a big deal for me. And I've always liked helping out people. I've always been a good people person and help people out as much as I possibly can. So, that's a big deal to me, is kind of being able to, set people up that to have a steady job, a great job that they can really, provide their family with everything they've ever wanted to. And just being successful and learning from the other guys too. I've already kind of reached out to Gabe a little bit to see, just pick his brain about how he started his agency and the, ups and downs that he had to go through to get that. So Brian and I are diving it head first right now. We're excited. We're obviously still learning as newer agents, but it's definitely possible. It's if you put your mind to it, you can do anything, especially in this company with the help you get out from everybody here. I have no doubt that we're going to be successful and really start building an agency quickly here in next year.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Family First Life does change a lot of lives. It started 7 years ago, and I'm definitely experienced that, and it's just insane what it can do, And when it comes to fear of missing out, it's absolutely. I mean, it definitely plays the role. I love what you said about helping people, because that's really it's a must if you want to build an agency, right, and impact many lives, not just lives of your clients, but impact many lives of a lot of different clients through creating a business unit that can do a lot, and also change agents' lives. it definitely is massive. When it comes to fear of missing out, it's not, it's not like it's a stock market, right? So you buy, you like, you really feel like, oh, this whatever Tesla stock is at all time high, and you're like, I gotta get it, and boom, it tanks again, right? So, but with I think I just feel like in this industry, and I've learned that from my very first mentor in this industry. He said, Ivan, the longer you stay in the industry and not give up, the more money you make, the more people you help, because and and it is true. It's just there's and he said that first he wanted to give up every day, then he wanted to give up every week, then he wanted to give up every month, then once a quarter, then once a year. And he's like, now I don't really want to give up. So I'm like, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. So it's like that stock, that ever rising, right? There's fear of missing out, but don't worry, you can always jump on board. You can always jump on the train and figure it out. And many people have done it before us. Many people will after us. And with Sean is one of my mentors. And honestly, I talk to him some, not a lot, but I wish I did more probably. But the truth is, anybody can pick him as a mentor as well, because a lot of his stuff is available out there. A lot of people that are my mentors personally, they're already dead, but I'm listening to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anybody can pick the mentor. But anyways, that was my side note here. With the runaway train, it's never running away. You can make a decision today and build an agency, and I think that's the most amazing industry I ever came across. It's just insane what it does, and what it comes with. Just, I guess, important to assess the amount of work that needs to go in to achieve certain levels of success. And I have to give you that, Joe. You are definitely a successful personal producer, right? So you've done over 40,000 in personal production in 1 month. So can you talk to some of the new people in the industry, because now we definitely see that, and I've met a lot of people that, and I can tell that anybody can do this. But what do you think was critical to your success early on? And what if you can give us like 1, 2, maybe 3 things that we need to pay attention to and work on every day to get to 40,000 a month?
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I mean, I think what, I struggled a little bit when I first started, just figuring out kind of what leads were good for me. And I think it's good to try everything, because you never know what is the right fit for you as far as leads, because there's so many options out there. So I think leads were a big thing that I think every agent has to kind of figure out and kind of, feel out a little bit for their first few weeks, maybe first month, trying to figure that out. And I think once I got that down, that really helped me out, and I started organizing and being way more organized than I was. I was kind of a little sloppy at first. And so I'm a lot more organized now. And I've set this routine every day where I, like I said, I think whether you like working out or not, I think it's something that gives you energy. Even people think it like, oh, it's gonna make me tired, I'm not gonna be able to do it or whatever. It's like I work out and it gives me energy for the rest of the day, and that kind of keeps me going, throughout the week
Are
too.
you talking about the phones right now, Joe? Is that the phones is your least favorite activity here? You like dialing? Or
The phones were, at first, I wasn't the greatest at it. I don't think I was bad, but I think my big thing was I wasn't dialing enough, really.
what is enough, by the way? What do you think? What is enough to? And I know you work all kinds of leads, and I know you kept pushing. It probably was uncomfortable. Just keep believing in yourself when you weren't the greatest on the phones. You were doing just fine and trying out different things, investing money. But what helped you? What pushed you forward?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of doing a lot of research into the leads and stuff like that, and then with dialing, I think it's, you gotta, I started out where I would like get my weak leads, and if I didn't get a hold of those people, I would just kind of move on to my next batch of leads that came in. But now I'm kind of, I have leads that I'm just running through them every day. I don't really, people say dial days Monday and Thursday. I think every day is dial day. Like I dial every single day.
I love it.
You know,
I
and
love it.
that's how you have to be, and you have to be consistent with it. And like I've dialed this one person just recently that I set an appointment with and ended up closing 2 apps for like 2,700 for probably a month almost.
Oh, wow.
Like I talked to them once and they, you know, seemed interested, and then they rescheduled me, and then I set another appointment, they rescheduled me again, and I just kept on staying at it. And I was like, I just have a feeling this person wants something, but they're just kind of apprehensive of either having me over to the house or whatever it might be. And then finally, I just, you know, I kind of got a little bit more stern with them. I was like, hey, you know, like, let's get this done. You want to do it. Obviously, you keep rescheduling me. Let's just, it'll take 20 minutes. Let me come over to the house. We'll figure it out. I promise you, you won't be upset. And I went over there and sold them both policies. They didn't have anything in place. And, you know, it was just a good feeling. You know, you got to be persistent with calling people. And even if somebody tells me, call me a month later, you know, I try to set the appointment, they won't do it. I'll still set it in my calendar to call them a month later. And I've closed a few of those already. So, I mean, never give up on leads and never stop dialing is my recommendation. I was definitely not doing it enough, even though I thought I was at first. I didn't really know what as hard of work as it was. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, you call people for a few hours a day. It's really not difficult. Set those appointments, go out and help families. It's pretty easy, honestly.
So you dial a lot. Obviously, that's the key. I know I ask you to define a lot, but I mean, obviously, as your skill grows, you naturally don't need to dial as much. But early on your peak dial days, how many dials did you make at most, you know, for the day?
Early when I first started?
Yeah.
Oh God, probably 50 dials a day, maybe. Now I'm in the hundreds every day. It's just how you have to be, because I mean, I tend to call mornings after like lunchtime. Sometimes people are at lunch, they're on break maybe sometimes, and then I call in the evenings usually. You know, so 3 times a day, and just keep dialing. They're going to answer eventually. They filled it out for a reason. So I mean, just be persistent.
Got it. Would you say you had to increase the amount of dials you were making to see success, to see the numbers?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize how important the phone was right away, you know, and it's everything. I mean, if you can't book an appointment, you can't sell them. So
Right.
you got to be, you know, whatever leads you're getting, even if it's direct mailers or final expense, you know, Facebook, whatever it is, just dial until you get a hold of them. And texting has been a thing that I've been doing a lot lately too, is if I can't get a hold of somebody, you know, I just text them, and I have a kind of a little written script out that I send to them as far as, you know, when their availability is, give me a call back, or set it. You can set a Calendly schedule where you can just send it out to them. They can click on it and set an appointment with you. So that's been working out really well. Texting does work if you text your customer. Sometimes people just don't want to talk on the phone. So texting has been something new that's worked out for me pretty well.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Well, Joe, we most certainly appreciate your time today, jumping on and sharing your story, sharing where you're going, where you come from, and some of the tips you gave us today on basically what to do. But if you can give us a parting shout, you know, and just give us a little motivation, whether it's motivation or a little tip or something you would have changed, whatever's on your heart and mind, you know, if you can just share with us, and we'll part ways. And appreciate you, man.
Yeah. You know, just, you know, never give up and work hard. Like I honestly, my first couple weeks, I was a little skeptical, and I hadn't fully bought in. But then, you know, after that, I had a big week of like 7 or 8,000 in 1 week, and you know, it changed my whole view on everything. And you always think it's, you know, the darkest before the dawn, but you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. And when it comes very rapidly. And I hope all of you experience that if you haven't yet. Those of you who have, you know what I'm talking about. So just thank you guys all for listening. And I always tell people you can reach out to me if you have any questions or need any help with anything.